Hey everybody, welcome to an all new episode of Let's Stay Together. I am so excited to have my guests on the show today for a joint interview. Edvin and Omar, of course, they star in Young Royals on Netflix, which is taking over the world. So we're going to talk all about the show and their amazing characters and working together and so much more. It's going to be a great episode. Hey Omar!
What's up?
Hey!
Yo,
Hey Edvin, how are you?
very good. How are you?
I'm good, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's great to be with you.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So, just so you guys know, I created this show about a year and a half ago when COVID shut the world down because I wanted people to have a place every single week that they could come to and just have fun and hear from the people that they love. So, it's really an honor to hang out with you guys today.
Awesome. Thank
Likewise.
you so much.
Oh my gosh, we're going to
Thank
have
you
a
for having
blast.
us.
Of course, of course. And for all of the fans who are watching, I have your questions. I'll be asking the most popular questions throughout the interview and at the end of the interview. Comments are off by request because they want to see your faces and not have comments blocking them and scrolling up the whole time. So we're going to have some fun, guys. And if you're ready to rock, we have a lot to get to.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go.
Well, I've got to start by saying a huge congrats to the both of you on the incredible success of this show on Netflix that, by the way, launched just a few weeks ago, and it is exploding everywhere. It is so binge-worthy. People are loving it and watching it and rewatching it. Young Royals, of course. So how would the both of you describe this show in your own words? Because people are reading about it and all these different journalists are writing about it, but I'm curious how you guys each would describe it.
Well, Edwin, do you want to start?
Yeah, to me, it's a beautiful love story. It's obviously we the age group is like teenagers in high school, but it's a beautiful love story, and it talks about subjects like class, sexuality, honor.
Pressure that
Yeah,
teenagers go
pressure.
through,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
like family problems as well, and like all of that good stuff.
yeah. But obviously, it's a coming of age story, and
Yeah.
we get to see these kids, these very privileged kids, um, coming of age, growing up.
Yeah, for sure. So when you guys first read that script and you were checking out the series and reading all about it, what was it that excited you and made you say, yes, I need to be a part of it?
Well, one thing that made me really happy about my role as Simon is that he sings. So like that was literally the first scene that I'm reading what I'm doing, and it's like I'm singing. I was like, oh my gosh, like the first thing I'm gonna do is to sing. That's literally perfect. So I was just like, oh my God, this is great. So that was my first thing that got me sold.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it was.
Well, it was. I thought when I read it, it was very. First of all, it was like I said, it was a beautiful love story, and I
Yeah,
also
for
felt
sure.
like it was pretty unique. Um, with the way we were telling the story, and we had conversation with our directors about like the visual part and casting as well being something different, and I really like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's such a special series and script. Now, Edvin, you of course play Prince Wilhelm, and Omar, you play Simon. So these are easily two of the most beloved characters on TV right now. I mean, people love the roles you guys created. So for each of you, what do you love about getting to play your characters and exploring them, and then just having fun with them over the course of the series? Edvin, we'll start with you.
Yeah, well, I thought, obviously he's a prince, but we tried to face the challenge of not making him just the prince, try to look past the titles. I think we did that with all of the characters. We never had a discussion like, what would Wilhelm do here as a prince? More like, what would he do here as a person, or regarding the person he is? And I think that was the most fun part, because he's a very nuanced character, I think, and he has this emotional depth, which I saw pretty fun challenge. So yeah, that's my reason.
Cool. Omar, what about you?
Well, Simon, since it's my debut, I feel like it was just great to just play and just get into this new world that I've never been in, you know, and just like starting to figuring out like stuff and like how do I become another person and how do I not be myself in that way, you know, and just like get comfortable in front of the cameras, even though they are like 3 centimeters away from your nose, and you feel me? So I feel like it was just the whole experience as a whole thing that I just fell in love with, and you know, it's just awesome. And I love my character. Like my first character, it couldn't be a better character. It's literally perfect for me. So just everything.
And it's crazy
Yeah.
that I don't think a lot of people realize that this was your debut, and what a role for a
Yeah.
debut, right? I mean, that's incredible. That
Period.
yeah, I mean that's amazing. That's huge. So congrats on that as well.
Thank you.
And there's so many great moments in this series, and that really make the fans laugh and cry and feel all the emotions and all the feelings. So for you guys, what are some of your favorite moments or scenes for your characters that you got to play? Scenes that you'll always kind of carry with you that were special?
Well, there was a lot of beautiful scenes, I think. Many of them include both of us. Some of these scenes are almost entirely improvised as well.
Really?
Which made it even more fun. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking of there's a scene in, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a scene in episode 4 where Wilhelm is on a football field. That's all I'm going to say. That's improvised, and that's a very special scene because we had a lot of fun doing it. Because we kind of just went off.
Yeah.
I think. What do you think, Omar?
Well, you know, I love the scenes between Simon and Wilhelm. I feel like it was just such a awesome thing to be like one of, because I feel like when I was like a teenager or like a child, I've always been like, you know, wow, like I really want to be one of those characters that do this love story and that they look so perfect and that they're so happy together and everything. So I feel like I'm really happy about doing those scenes in Young Worlds. It was always a dream of mine to like make a romantic and like love story kind of thing in a movie. But then also like the more emotional scenes with, for example, Simon's father. I feel like those are really interesting, and you know, says a lot about, you know, parents and just in general. And then also with Sarah as well, we had some emotional scenes there. All of the emotional scenes, I really loved.
Well, you guys nailed them, and I can't believe improv was such a big part of this. Did you know you would be improvising when you signed on to do this, or they kind of were like, "Here, guys, have fun, have at it"?
No, I mean, we, not like from the beginning, but I think we understood that pretty quickly. We had some sessions ahead of shooting with I think he's a professor at Stockholm, the dramatic school of Stockholm. I don't know what it's called. And we talked about intuition and using that in a scene. So we learned that as a tool to use it while we were shooting, and then we just picked it up wherever we could make it fit in.
That's amazing, and you guys have to really trust each other to pull that off as well. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and trust our director. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
More our directors, because you know, it's like this. Yeah, it's like it's just intuition. It's just like trusting yourself, trusting the other one, trusting the process.
Yeah, exactly.
Was there a difficult scene for you guys throughout the course of shooting where you got done with it and were just drained and kind of maybe worried a little bit about how it would turn out? Was there anything like that throughout the series for each of you?
I don't know, almost every single one. I was like, was this good?
Literally after every single scene, I was the same. I was like, was this really good? Like, are we sure?
But, I mean, I don't know. We were kind of nervous, you know, the first times we shot our more intimate scenes.
Yeah.
We were both kind of nervous, like how do we, because we did them in a way that I haven't done intimate scenes before. You know, we worked with the intimacy coordinator, and it was very planned ahead of, you know, we knew exactly what we were going to do practically. So we got to focus more on the emotional part, and that was kind of scary at first.
Yeah, exactly.
But then we got more into it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's cool. I imagine that's, you know, can give you a little anxiety before you do it, and then you get in your groove and you say,
exactly.
I've got it, right?
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool.
Sure.
Now, this show, I don't need to tell you guys, has blown up, right? I'm sure you're looking at your Instagrams every day and are like, what is going on?
No, what do you mean? What do you mean?
So, did you have any idea that this show would be such a massive success? Or were you genuinely surprised that when it came out, you know, the response was so great? Like, how did you think it was going to do, and how are you wrapping your head around this right now?
I mean, we all kind of wanted it to blow because we all feel like it's a really important story that we want to tell the world, you know? And I feel like a lot of people can learn from it. So we all wanted it to blow, but we didn't like know in what level, but we knew that it was going to be international because it was Netflix and everything, but we didn't think it would be like this. I don't know. We're pretty surprised, all of us. We're really happy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're, like you said, Omar, we're very proud of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, I'm gonna be happy if it's gonna in Sweden, you know. If people in Sweden are gonna like it, then I'm gonna be happy. But like, you know, the support we're getting from all over the world, you know, Asia, Europe, Australia, Brazil, you know, the whole Latin America community, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, here in the U.S. too. I'm based in New York City, and people are loving the show here, and that's why I was excited to have you guys on for all the U.S. fans as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really taken off, and a lot of messages I received when I announced you guys as my guests today were so many people writing to me saying that this show makes them feel seen, and especially because it's, you know, an LGBTQ plus romantic, you know, drama. And even from my perspective, I'm a millennial, I'm a gay man, I'm married to a wonderful human being, and we never had these types of shows growing up. And it's so cool to see that they're finally starting to come out, and in such a beautiful, positive way, especially in the sense that a lot of the typical shows around the storyline are a big coming out story, and that's all the show's about, right? It's all about a person coming out. It's cool that we're evolving to just a great romance. So to be a part of a show that means so much to so many, what does that mean to you guys?
It's hard to wrap your head around it. I mean,
yeah, like it's literally just a dream come true. Like, to be able to be one of the characters to tell this story is just crazy. It's just, we don't have words for that.
I mean, like you said, it's unique, and that's one of the things that felt unique with this story when I first read the script. And, you know, people messaging us saying like this show gave me the courage to come out to my parents, or you know, it's amazing. And you know, it being top 10 in countries where homosexuality is a crime, that's truly insane.
Yeah. What you guys are doing for so many is just so cool. And I also love about this show, you know, here in the U.S. and internationally as well, I'm sure, a lot of these shows that center around teenagers are not very realistic, right? They're played by 30-year-olds and above, or you know, they're these 6'7" glamazon supermodels with
Yeah.
never an ounce of sweat on their face, or
Yeah.
like never a tiny little blemish, like nothing, right? And even fashion, the fashion in a lot of the shows is like couture and so fancy. You guys are very, very, very real. It's a realistic depiction of what people going through high school, you know, could experience. Yes, I know there's the Prince angle, but overall, it's a very realistic portrayal of high schoolers and teenagers, right?
Yeah.
So was that interesting to you when you signed on to do the project? Was that kind of important to you?
Yep, sure.